Guys, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back to Motorcycle Rescuer Garage. This is my garage, and I am the motorcycle rescuer. Welcome back. Yesterday you saw, well, it might be within this same video, but it was yesterday for me. You saw lots of work going on, especially with the tank clean. That's come up very well. We got a nice clear filter there, doing what it's meant to do, filtering the fuel, and the seat does fit over that, so that's all good. Next step for me is popping the carb bottoms off, cleaning them out, because some of that residue will definitely have been in there. It's quite simple, the 4 screws and you pull it off. Just pull off these air lines and tuck them back somewhere. They're fine. Obviously you've got your fuel line there. These carbs are actually very simple. You know, it's very rare to be able to work on carbs on a bike. This bike you can, so that's great. So yes, let's get on with that. So pop this off, pull it out. I'm hoping to see some brownage in there, because that kind of will just fully confirm that they're bunged up. But if not, it don't matter. Just spray them through, clean them out, put it back on, and then we'll have fresh fuel. This will all be kind of back to where it should be. I'm also going to pop out the air fuel screws, clean them just in case the channels are bunged a touch, and we should be back to normal running function today, and that should be good. I think that tells you everything you need to know there, guys. You got that thick gunge that will be being sucked up through the jets. Obviously that's not good. You can see it in there as well. It's thick, it's mud like. That won't be good for a carburetor. I've got a feeling this carb's worse, because this was the worst carb that wasn't really working. It's going to take a fair amount of cleaning, but we've got the time, we've got the tools, we've got the equipment, so we'll get it done. And then, like I said, this is fresh fuel coming from here now, so we should be good to go once this is cleaned. So guys, obviously clean all the rust crap out, but I've just noticed these bolts, look, they're not in, they're loose. Now this has a seal on it, so they would need to have been torqued for it to properly work, so that would have been causing issues there. So always worth breaking a carb down and having a look as to what's going on. On this occasion there's a few bits that need doing, not just the cleaning but also checking it all over, making sure it's all torqued down. That carb's done and clean. For reference, this jet is 135. If the front jet's 140, I would expect that they've been put in the wrong way round. I'm hoping it's just 135. They should be the same on this occasion. So I'm going to nip this back up actually for ease. I did a lot of cleaning work there, guys. It was thick mud-like stuff like that. It took a lot of cleaning. These are torqued properly now, so that the carb will be doing its thing, and I checked the float height, which is working appropriately. So that's great. 1 down, 1 to go. Yeah. Listen, mate, at least when this is back together, it's so solid. E5, E10's not going to affect it. It's running on rust. But there, I mean, that shows you everything. Even on top of the float, look, there's a pile of rust dust mounting. And that, you know, that's it. That's exactly why we do this.
You've got a magnet.
What for? We're looking for gold. So yeah, same process here, guys. Get it off, clean it out fully, put it back in, torque it down. These are torqued down better on this one. That's good. There's a seal behind it. This chamber will need cleaning out massively. What I'm going to do is put the bottom on this one so that we're not spraying and getting crap in there. I'm going to seal that one up, and then we'll clean this out, and then I've no doubt today that this bike's going to be running very well. Alright guys, so we're kind of back to where we are now. Now what we can do is we can prime this a couple of times. Now we know that fuel's coming up here and it's going into the carbs. One carb might fill up before the other, so this one might fill up. So I'll do it 4 or 5 times, we can see that fuel's going through. And technically, there, look. Technically, when both carbs are full, yeah, look, it doesn't need to prime anymore. So this now has fresh fuel in there, as in here in the carbs. Now, one of the things I'm checking immediately is for leakage. I don't want any leakage in me or the bike. So I'm looking for that immediately. These are primed and pumped and under pressure now. Good. And then I'm just going to fire it up. Now, if it runs, I need to let it sit. I need to let it kind of clean itself out a good 3-4 minutes. And I say if it runs because we've done work on it, guys. You know, there's no guarantee with stuff like this. There never is. You just have to hope. Right, let me get you set up. I'm sure it will fire, I've got no doubt. Bit choke. Okay guys, so we're just looking, it sounds okay, but it still has that spit. But what we haven't done, are we running on 2? Yeah. So we're running on 2. Maybe we need to put these back. Yep. Maybe, I'm wondering if we've slightly changed the firing order by changing the plugs, because that plug's meant to be over here.
Put it back to standard.
Let's put it back to standard. Alright guys, we'll put it back, we'll see. And we've got brand new carbs, brand new coils here guys, brand new coils to put on and try. That way we can see what's going on. This bike's kind of okay at the moment, but still has that little bit of popping that I want to see if new coils will take away. When fitting a new coil like this, main thing you've got to do is screw off the old cap and screw on a new one. As it circulates. Exactly like that, that's one coil ready. Okay, so new coils are on now. You know, it was running fine with the old coils anyway. I just wanted to put new ones on anyway to see if that tiny little slip, that misfire, disappeared. I don't think it will. I think it's kind of just something that's going to be there. It really is just there a touch now. But let's fire it up. Let's see. Let's have a listen. It's not shocking, it's idling fine, both cylinders seem to be on. It does have a little spit here and there, but much better. The old coils are obviously working though, because it's exactly the same. If you don't like that little spit, you can hear it there. If you don't like that little spit, then your options are, it's probably CDI. Probably CDI, but for £400 it's not something that bothers me, as long as this bike runs and rides as it should. Guys, so Lee, you've just messaged me on my YouTube channel, and funny enough, I've been working on this all day, and you were talking about the popping a little bit and the jetting, so I thought I'll take this opportunity to have a quick look. Front carb was running a 137.5, rear was running a 135. I think that's the wrong way round. I believe the front one gets more air, so it should be jetted lower, and the rear one gets a bit hotter, if I'm right. That should have the higher jet, but I might go and see, like Sultan's, I've got a joint set somewhere. So what I would do now is I would switch them over. I would put the 137.5 in the rear and the 135 in the front. They are the same jets on this occasion, so that's good. That's you know, they're the right ones, but they do need to be in the right location. So I'm going to actually go and check. I've got the book at home. I'm going to have a quick flick in. I'm just going to have a quick look. I believe the rear cylinder should be the higher number and the front should be the lower number. Otherwise, if I've got two 135s or two 140s or two anything, I'll chuck them on instead, exactly like I did with Sultan's, and we'll see if it runs better. Okay, so the jetting was definitely wrong. It should be 135 in both. However, we've got a high flow exhaust, so I'm going to up jet by 5. Two 140s here, brand new. Just double check they are 140s. That's a 140. You check the other one. That's a 140. That's also what I ran Sultan's on. His seemed to be better. So I'm going to chuck in these two 140s, and we'll see if we're doing a little bit better at this stage. Because this is it, guys. It's trial and error. We want the bike to be running as best as it can, but we don't want to be over picky as well. These bikes kind of are a bit funny in their kind of ignition system. So two 140s, nip it back up, turn it on, and see how we lie at that stage. Guys, I'll prime it a couple of times, put the fuel back through because we drained it, and we'll fire it up and see if it sits any better. Cool. Was it a bit loud? Any better? Is the idle up? little bit. Yeah, it does seem better. Yeah, it sounds much better. Much better. Sounds much better, guys. It sounds much better, actually. Okay, that's good news. Just gonna mess with the air fuel screws because I had them at a weird thing, and then I'll probably chuck the balancer on again while it's here, just to double check that I'm still good, although to be fair there won't be much change within that. Still has that bit of spit there, but Lee was saying it takes a while for them to warm up. I think tomorrow I'm going to put this bike back together, take it out a little bit, let it stretch its legs, and see how it seems on the way back. I'll also give the battery a good charge, I think, make sure it's fully charged.